Hey y'all, Ervits Assessment, we're back. First video of the new year. Happy New Year to you all. Remember guys, if you could like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, please. It'll help so I can make future videos for you guys. Alright, so I'm so excited about this video that I've done for you guys. It took a while to put together. I was looking for the best knockouts for you, the top 10 knockouts in UFC history. This took a lot of time, so that's why I wanted to make it special for you guys. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go backwards, 10 to number 1. Alright, so number 10 on this list, alright, this happened back in 2007, so this is a while ago. It was in the heavyweight division. It was Mirko Cro Cop against Gabriel Gonzaga. Now, some back history for you guys. Mirko Cro Cop used to fight in Pride Fighting, and he was a beast. He would just, his trademark was his leg kicks. So he would just, that's how he was knocking people out. That's how he would hurt his opponents. Well, karma got to him. So this was his second fight into the UFC because he left Pride, went to the UFC for better competition. And boy, let me tell you, Gonzaga knocked his ass out with a leg kick. So number 9 will be, alright, so these are some legends in this sport. It was Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping. Now, this happened back in 2009. So let me say, these guys had some bad blood going, alright? And so there was a lot of talk going on before the fight had happened. And let me tell you, this is one brutal knockout. Dan Henderson's always been known for his right hand. It's called the H-bomb. Well, let me tell you, he landed that H-bomb on. Unfortunately, Bisping caught the wrong end of it, and he's been a highlight reel ever since. He even talks about it till this day. Number 8. Now, this was a more recent fight. It happened back in 2018. It was just an epic fight overall. It was Yair Rodriguez against the Korean Zombie. Now, why I had to put this on the list, let me tell you, because Korean Zombie was winning this entire fight. So Yair Rodriguez needed a miracle to win this fight. And let me tell you, he nailed that miracle. It's probably the most epic finish you could say in terms of what needed to be done with the amount of time that was left. He knocked Korean Zombie out with 1 second left in the fight. It was a crazy elbow he landed. It was just unexpected. Nobody even saw it coming. Even the announcers were like, wait, whoa, he knocked him out. It was just amazing. All right. So number 7 on this list, also another pretty recent fight. It was back in 2019. It was the second most dominant woman in the fighting. Valentina Shevchenko was fighting against Jessica Ai. Now, Valentina was just laying leg kicks on her already to the body throughout the fight. And let me tell you, she got her in with a brutal head kick. She was out cold. Usually you don't see the women pulling this kinds of stuff. Unless it's like Cyborg or Nunez, because they're just built really big. Valentina's not really built like that. But man, this was such a brutal knockout. You guys have to check that out, alright? This is for the ladies out there too. Alright. Number 6 happened in December of 2017. It's, again, another recent fight. It's the guy, he's actually going to be fighting for the heavyweight championship in a little bit. Francis Ngannou. He's such a scary, scary individual. He was fighting Alistair Overeem. And, people have just been, people are always wary of Ngannou. They don't want to get caught by his punches because he's got such devastating one-punch knockout power. And he hit Overeem with such a beautiful uppercut. It looked like his soul got sent into space. Let me tell you guys. Alright. Now, number 5 happened in the UFC, but there was a show. They're going to be bringing it back. It was called The Ultimate Fighter. Now, The Ultimate Fighter, what it was is you had 2 coaches where, they were UFC fighters, and they would pick top fights. You had to fight your way into the competition, and the coaches would pick you. So, that's how this, and a lot of these guys have made it into the UFC. Some never did, whatever. But back in 2013, it was Uriah Hall, yes, and he's in the top 10 in the middleweight division now. But this happened before then. He was fighting this guy, Adam Sella, who I don't know whatever happened to him after this. He was just, it was, it was a good stand-up war. And with about 10 seconds left in the first round of that Ultimate Fighter fight, Uriah Hall hits him with this devastating kick. It was beyond epic, but then it was so scary because I'll show you guys the reaction of the other fighters and even Uriah Hall when he landed it because of what happened to Adam afterwards. I mean, it's just one of the most brutal knockouts you've ever seen in your life. All right, guys, so that's number 5 for you. Number 4 on this list. Now, this just happened in 2019, back in July. Now, this is a history-making knockout. This is the quickest knockout in UFC history. All right, it was Jorge Masvidal against Ben Askren. This was in the welterweight division. These guys were going back and forth prior to the talk. I mean, Askren had not, he had just come. Well, he hadn't just come, but he had come from one championship. He had developed such a record and everything. He was known for his trash talking, and he was just going after it with Masvidal. And they were even jawing right before the bell rang. And when the bell rang, Masvidal just ran at him, hit him with a flying knee that ever since this day and forever, Ben Askren will be known for a meme because of this brutal, vicious knee. The fastest knockout in UFC history. You guys have to check this out. It's crazy. All right. The number 3 on my list. Now, this was a first. This was a first of... there hasn't been that many spinning heel kick knockouts. This was the very first one. This was back in 2012. It was Edson Barboza, who's just known for having devastating kicks. He was fighting Terry Edom. And Edom was just losing. He really didn't have a shot. He really wasn't doing much the entire fight. Barboza was dominating. But, he was just hanging around. And in the 3rd round, Barboza just hits him with a beautiful spinning heel kick. I mean, Edom was out cold before he even hit the floor. And he stiffened up. I mean, it was scary. You guys will see on the replay. It was just scary how he stiffened up. And his hand is up in the air while he's completely out cold. One of the most brutal knockouts you'll ever see. It was just crazy. All right, guys. That's number 3 for y'all. All right, we're getting close. We're down to the final 2. All right, now, my wife disagrees with me on... number 2. She thinks it should have been number 1. I think it's just crazy that a knockout that just happened back in October of 2020, so we're just talking about a couple months ago, is this high on the list. I think, she should be happy that it's just even on the top 10. The fact that it's number 2 is just even crazier. All right, guys. This was Joaquin Buckley against Impa Kasanganay. I hope I'm saying this right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your fight. Butchering your name. Sorry. I've never seen this happen in a fight. You've only seen this happen in movies. And, of course, that's all choreographed or everything. You just would never expect it to see this in a fight. And it happened. So Buckley throws a kick. Impa catches it. And just with the quickness, Joaquin Buckley just does a spinning kick. Just kind of like to jump, propels himself. Kicks Impa in the freaking jaw. And he's just like, you could just see. It took a while before he fell, but he was already out. And boom, and he just falls flat on his face. I mean, this was just replayed everywhere. I mean, if you didn't see this knockout, you've probably been living under a rock. I mean, UFC was hyping it up. Even, news places that don't even talk about fights were showing this knockout. I mean, this is one of the most epic knockouts you'll ever see. It's just amazing. I mean, like I said, it just happened a couple of months ago. So the fact that it's this high on so many people's list, it's just phenomenal. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see a knockout like this in UFC. I mean, we hadn't seen it for so many years. And we just finally got to see one in October of 2020. Amazing. Bonkers. You guys got to check that out. All right. Number 1 on this list. Now, this has been my number 1 knockout for so many years. I think just, the fact that it's because it was 2 high-level guys. This happened back in 2011. I don't know. I have such a hard time seeing a knockout that's been better than this. It's with the legend, Anderson Spider Silva, fighting Vitor Belfort, who was also a legend, who used to be a former champion as well. And so, Anderson was a champ. Vitor was, he was challenging for it, and, he wanted to get that glory of being a champion again. And, man, they were just both staring at each other. And Anderson kind of drops his hand and hits Vitor with a beautiful front kick to the face. Like, bam, smell my feet. Boom, hits him, drops him. I mean, he didn't even really need to hit him with a couple other punches to finish it. But, I mean, it was just so unexpected. And I think Vitor was expecting it to go to his body, and it just drilled him right in the face. I mean, it's just, you don't see front kicks like this ending in knockouts, especially with two high-level guys. I mean, it was just amazing. And Anderson, you know, he's just, like I said, he's just a legend. So I think also that's what kind of makes it, because this was in his prime. That's what I think just makes us even more special as well. So that's my number one knockout for you guys. There's just plenty of knockouts I couldn't add to it. There's been so many as well. You guys should just check this out. But this, if you're new to the sport and you're like, you know, knockouts is something you want to see, check out this list. It'll just get you so excited to want to watch fights. All right, guys. And also, I got a video for you guys next week. We got our first fight card of the year. It's going to be Calvin Kattar against former champ Max Holloway. This is going to be a good card to start off the year and a good fight. And this is going to be on network television. So it's going to get even more fans to bring to MMA, to witness the beauty of this sport. All right, guys. Remember, Ervits Assessment. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys. Peace!